Today, I'm going to teach you how to eradicate world hunger, find your dream partner, and make lots of money super quick. Oh, we're not. Slight change of program. Today, I'm going to teach you my #1 Excel shortcut, the paste special command. A killer key combo that will save you lots of time and have you modeling like a banker in no time.
The paste special command is one of the biggest time savers and most versatile Excel shortcuts. It can be used to copy an entire cell's contents, cell formulas, values, formats, comments, as well as a few other useful functions. Most of you already know the copy and paste shortcut in its simplest form. You highlight the cells you want to copy by holding down the Shift button, then using the arrow keys to select the desired cells. Holding down the Control button, then pressing C at the same time, copies the cell contents and places it on the clipboard. From there, you would simply arrow over to the desired location, hit enter, and the values would be pasted. However, most of the time you wouldn't simply want to copy over an identical column. So we've input the 2012 data here, but as you see, it's unformatted. But how can we use the paste special command to format that column? So what we'll do is we'll go over to the 2011 column, highlight by holding down Shift and Control at the same time, then pressing down arrow enough times to highlight the whole column. Again, we hold down Control, press C at the same time, then arrow over to 2012, and then at the same time hold down Control, Alt, and V to bring up the Paste Special menu, then T for formats. And you'll notice here, if you look at the subcommand formats, there's the T is underlined. And that is an indication that if you press the T key while in the paste special menu, you will bring up the formats subcommand. You now press enter, and you see 2012 is formatted just like 2011. But of course, some of the cells are empty. It's the cells where we hadn't filled in the formulas yet, which we will do next. Copying over the formulas from 2011 to 2012 can be done in several different ways. So what are the different ways to copy over formulas? One is the simple copy and paste command we talked about earlier. So arrow to where you're trying to copy the formulas from, hold down Shift and down arrow to highlight the area, Control and C at the same time, arrow to where you're trying to get to, and simply hit enter. Alternatively, if you're trying to use the paste special command, you go to a block of formulas, again highlight with down arrow and Shift at the same time, Control and C to copy to the clipboard, arrow over, and then Control Alt V at the same time, and in this case press F for formulas. Enter, and you see the formulas have been copy pasted. And we can fill in the remaining formulas in the same way here. And one thing to keep in mind, it is a good practice to have your hard codes in blue and your formulas always in black. That way you'll be able to differentiate between the two and know which of the formulas have to be copied across and which of the hard codes actually need to be input manually. Another useful function is to be able to copy over comments with the paste special function. And you'll see here in 2010 there has been a comment added. You can mouse over that and see the comment. So you can go to that cell, copy it to the clipboard by pressing Control and at the same time C, then arrowing over to where you want the comment, then bring up the paste special menu by pressing Control Alt V at the same time, and then C for comments, enter. And you'll see here that comment is now also in 2012. When you mouse over it, you can see it. But are there any other useful functions? A very useful function also is to be able to copy over formulas as values. So for example, if you just press Control C, arrow over, enter, you won't get the value that's calculated here as a formula in column D because it relies on the two cells above. So you want to copy this value over by pressing Control C, then arrowing to where you want to go, bring up the Paste special menu by pressing CTRL ALT V at the same time, then V for values, enter. And you see now you have the value pasted there as opposed to the formula. Another nifty trick that's buried in the Paste special menu is the Transpose Value function. And that really allows you to put what is currently in columns into rows or vice versa. And I'll show you here, let's say you want to use the 20, 10, 11, and 12 sales numbers. You highlight them with Shift and the arrow key, CTRL C to bring it to the clipboard, then go to where you want to put these three values from their current columns into a row format, bring up the Paste special menu, CTRL ALT V at the same time, and then E for transpose, enter, and you'll see these values have now been transposed from columns into rows. Please note that this only works for values and not for formulas. Now, are you ready for the most exciting of all shortcuts? A final command from the Paste special menu, and a command that a lot of analysts don't know about, is the Paste as Links command. So for example here, perhaps we'd like to link the first line of the cash flow statement to the net income line on the income statement. So typically what an analyst might do is hit the equal sign and scroll up to the net income line, and in larger models this might be laborious, where you'd have to scroll through several screens to find the right line. Instead, what you can do is go to the line that you want to link and then highlight it with Shift and the arrow keys, CTRL C to copy that, and then go to where you want to link it to, bring up the Paste special menu, CTRL ALT V at the same time, and then L for link. And you see these links have now been linked up to the income statement without having to go to each one individually and link them up.
If you liked today's video, click the link right now, sign up for free updates, and learn tons of tips and techniques about Microsoft Excel and financial modeling. Excel